Welcome back to this course on carbon footprint calculator. How this carbon footprint calculator would uh, help calculate the carbon footprint for us, and how to develop this carbon footprint calculator if you are a designer. We studied in depth as to what is a carbon footprint. We also discussed why it is important for us to arrive at the carbon footprint and what the carbon calculator does. We said that the carbon calculator has very interesting questions to ask, and all these questions are related to the lifestyle, especially wherever the energy is consumed by the user. Now, how, for example, we had seen in the last lecture that the carbon calculator would ask the questions about the electricity consumed by the user. Now, how does the carbon calculator convert it into carbon footprint? This is important for us to know, because for a designer, these questions, uh, along with the answers to these questions, are equally important. So, we said that how the carbon calculator asks information about the electricity bill. What will that calculator process? Uh, Once you get an electricity bill, monthly bill of the user, the calculator would multiply that with 12. When suppose you have some 100 units of electricity is consumed by a user. So the calculator would multiply it with 12, so that it will give you the annual electricity consumption of that user. If somebody wants the exact data, right, and you want very detailed calculation of carbon footprint from electricity consumption, then you might ask the user the consumption every month. That is, so in January, how much is being consumed, in Feb, how much is consumed, and so on. For all the 12 months, if you have the data, that would also do. Or the way I do, that is, you get the energy bill of a single month, representative month, and multiply it with 12. That will give you the annual electricity consumed by the user. Once you get that, then you multiply that with the emission factor. So for that, the calculator should be given an input of emission factor. So that should be fed into the data of the calculator. That app should have the data of inbuilt data of emission factor of electricity. For example, if the calculator is designed only for India, then we know that the emission factor for India as of now is about 1 kg, right? It is 1 kg per of CO2 per unit of electricity, right? So if this is the case, then if that is fed into the calculator, so emission factor into the E is what? Annual electricity consumed by the user into the emission factor would give us the total emissions of that family. Okay, because we had also asked the question like how many members are there in the family. So suppose the family had 4 members, so then you divide that product, that is the emission factor, into electricity consumed upon 4. Okay, why? Because we want to calculate the individual footprint. Okay, this is how the calculations are done.